Oh shit, I completely forgot I was recording. So anyway, turn this down. This guy completely dirt mows, calls it a set. Don't know what else to say about that. And then he completely just dirt mowed it there. No reason to bet here, to be honest. Probably just gonna fold if someone bets. Um, Especially now. Tiny short stacker squeezes. Just fold. Even though I really want to play pots with Sanchez over here. I could 3-bet here, I could call here. We're kind of deep and my hand's not double suited, so I guess I'm just gonna call and take a flop. And flop absolute garbage. Can't really rep anything on this board either, unfortunately. Go ahead and like well pots it, so. So anyway. You'll notice like 2 PLO tables, I think, 2 or 3. It's because people on the site play PLO hilariously bad. It's illustrated here. I bet into 4 people with the nuts. Very vulnerable nuts because I don't have any redraws to the nuts. They get called in every spot, I think. Yeah, everyone calls. And the turn brings another flush draw and completes 2-3. And this guy full pots it. And I really can't like jam here because I don't want to get free rolled, and I'm honestly looking for a spot to fold my hand on the river. Fortunately for me, everything bricks on the river. He bets half pot. I jam or the nuts. No reason not to. Um, Sometimes people misclick, and sometimes people call with worse. It's illustrated here. He called with Jack. He potted the turn with a flush draw and an overpair, or 2 flush draws and an overpair. And on the river, he bet called it off with middle set on when everything bricked. We get called and the straight completes on the turn, which, not the straight, 7-5 and 5 days complete. And he 3/4 into me. Or not 3/4, 2/3. Really can't do anything. Raising doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I'm not really going to get called by all that worse. So just have to call here, and the board does pair on the river. And he checks. I don't expect 7-5 to fold for any amount. And if he has a full house, he's just going to check raise all in anyways. So I'm just going to bet pretty big here, expecting 7-5 to never fold. And I'm completely wrong. He had aces. Like I said, people really don't play all that well on this site, which means my mediocre at best PLO skills are probably pretty plus EV. That being said, I haven't played PLO since, fuck, last August, I think. Yeah, last August, so I'm not going to be playing nearly as, like, loosely pre-flop as I should or could be, mostly due to the fact that it's been too long since I've played PLO to play that loose, and I don't really feel comfortable with it at the moment. This flop, I'm not going to even bet. 2 people who like to make moves on me, and I have king high, so king high with no draw as well. Can't really rep anything on this turn because I would have c-bet all good clubs, so. Though potentially I would have check called like queens with the queen of clubs, but that would be about it, I think. And thankfully, didn't bluff this turn. Interesting spot here. This is a really big cooler board where everyone can have like big hands. See, he has a wrap and he has. Well, he had an open ender and a pair, and this guy had a wrap in top set, or not a wrap in top set. He had a gutter in top set. Winning EV day. I don't know. I don't fold tens to people with like 5 big blinds, so take that for what it's worth. I mean, he shouldn't ever be bluffing when he picks this size, but I've been surprised before, and he's tanking now, which is hilarious. If my voice sounds all fucked because, I just woke up like half an hour ago, and he tanked with ace-king, which makes me want to punch him in the face. Not really. If he's considering folding that, that's awesome. And I'm lucky enough to win the flip. I have lots of hands on you for some reason, so there's that tag. This hand has no potential, other in that you could flop quads. Just fold. Go ahead and isolate here with ace-king double suited with the 6-5 danglers. And he calls me an idiot for shoving tens, though I'm not quite sure why. I don't know, just have it next time and you'll win lots of money off me, I guess. I flop an open-ender with 2 vector flush draws against the big jeweler, I guess. Aces here. Go ahead and 3-bet. They're usually not the greatest aces, but I do have a suit and I do have the queen. That's reasonably connected. I flop a flush draw, the nut flush draw with my aces. Just gonna go ahead and get it in here. I turn a pair with my flush draw. 6-7 completes. I don't really see any reason to bet here because this guy has shown the propensity to slow play a lot of dumb hands, so let's go ahead and check here. And I river trips. Or not slow play a lot of dumb hands, but he can show up with like kings or queens here, and I don't think he'll fold them to a turn bet. He does bet. I don't know, I just don't see how I can fold trips top kicker here against someone like him. So I think I'm just gonna call and hope not to see ace deuce or 6-7. And he value betted queens for I'm pretty sure this guy has no idea what he's doing whatsoever. Rainbow queens here. Just fold this. It's not really that good of a hand. With this hand, you're looking to flop top set, and that's the extent of unsuited big pairs with Broadway or danglers. I'm not gonna bet here. I expect to win EV day, slow playing some bullshit hand. So just check. Like, I expect to have like 9s or 10s here, or something like that. Big part of the time. I'm not gonna bet this board. There's a lot of draws. And that guy gets there with the straight. Just gonna keep checking. There's even more hands that won't fold now, that are still ahead of mine. Ace Jack completes the river, but I have 2 pairs, so I'm just gonna try and get to showdown and check. And if there's a bet put out, and I didn't mean to click that, obviously, because I'm an idiot. But who knows? I might get value. Or everyone folds, which is just good. Because hooray, misclicks. I guess I don't get to see my cards. Interestingly enough, for being a hold'em specialist, I'm only up money in PLO right now. Why. Interesting anecdote, I know. I could 3-bet here. In fact, I think I'm going to do so. Just gotta protect the fish. And my 3-bet's a little bigger. I could have made that smaller and gotten away with it. I have an ace blocker. He's isolating the fish giant percentage of the time. I could 3-bet here, I could call here. I don't have a lot of reads on him, and I'm not sure if he's aware of my image, so I'm just gonna call and then play a flop. This flop that gets c-bet 100% of the time, usually, unless he has some weak part of it. I have the best jack, so I'm going to bet. I'm really only beat here unless if he checked behind like ace 3 or something like that. This is a loose open. No, it's not. I take that back. The 8s kind of hurt the hand. It'd be much better if this was like 8-9 or 7-8-9 jack or like 7-8-10 jack. And on this board, just gonna give up. There's too many hands that continue on this board that have me crushed equity-wise, and there's nothing wrong with check folding in a three-way pot here. I'm going to 3-bet this hand though. If my computer catches up, and it does. He bets the turn. I have top pair, gutter, and a really crappy flush draw. There's just no reason to continue here when he bets so big. I would have completed the flush draw, but the board pairs the turn. Super unlikely anyone has a full house unless it's Jack 10 or 10-6. But he bets and wins anyways. Actually he can have all the full houses because he bet the turn. It pops up weirdly for some reason. Good 3-bet and called. Queen 9 offsuit, really shitty hand. That's all I have to say about that. Really good aces here. Obviously not perfect aces, but really good nonetheless. Go ahead and bet here. So go ahead and isolate, my favorite player to isolate. Hopefully flop top set, and then he'll pay me off in some hilarious fashion. Okay, so on this particular board, I have a pair, I have my overpair, I have a gut shot. I'm gonna bet here because I expect this guy is just all over the place with what he calls with, so I'm gonna put a really thin value bet out there. Basically looking to get called by like king, queen, jack hands, something like that. Something like with a pair and an open-ender. That I have his open-ender blocked because I have 2 aces in my hand. Of course, this guy may just straight surprise me and call with like 9s. So, against this particular player, pretty happy value betting, even though it seems absurdly thin in PLO. Pretty standard squeeze play here. Call it the Jack 10 of diamonds. Goodwin bet's really small. I really want to float here, but it's hard to represent anything on this particular board. I mean, the best I could represent is like queen, jack, and a lot of medium pairs that he will bet the turn to take me off of. And he himself could have initial hands, so you always have to remember that when you're debating a float. Just gonna fold here to this guy's pot. If this was suited to the ace instead of suited to the 9, I probably would have called. Or no, I would have definitely called. If I can get my mouse to work. 3-bet the jacks with the intention of getting it in, given that you just saw me 3-bet I flop huge here with I have an open-ender and flush draw. I turn the flush, or not an open-ender, I have a gut shot and a flush draw. I turn the flush draw, and here I turn a set. Gonna go ahead and raise here. For some reason my clicker is straight up derping. Go ahead and bet here. Probably not going to fold if he jams. I get called call, which is really interesting. Not too sure what to make of it. I would assume if I had to guess he has a really big draw. And that river card not outstanding for my hand. Queen 10 gets there, and I'm just gonna check it down and try to get to a showdown. So this guy called me with an open ender and a really shitty flush draw. This guy called me with, I'll check here. This guy called me with a pair and an open ender and a really shitty flush draw. So, like I said, people don't play all too well. I flopped top 2 here, and here I flopped the nut flush draw. I really don't want to get it in, or blood the pot here with this particular hand, so I'm going to check. Probably check call a bet. He probably doesn't have too much because he snap checked behind, and if he had like Queen 10, unless it's exactly like Queen 10 with the Queen 10 of diamonds, he probably would have bet there. So I'm just going to check call here. The turn is a queen, which is a really bad card, obviously. King 10 completes. My flush draw has less equity. I'm trying to decide here if I can value bet, and I think it's kind of thin. Yeah, I don't know if he'll call with that hand. I really don't think he will. And I don't want to face a check raise if he's at all capable of bluffing. In general, in PLO, people are a little better at post flop than no limit hold'em. That's just set cooler. By cooler, I mean whatever. I don't know, his check call on the turn is really bad, I think. Especially because he has like the jack of diamonds. I don't know, just like what is he expecting to see on the river that makes him really happy about his hand? There's like one jack in the deck left. Just like every river card for him is just bad, except like the queen, I guess. Like 3 queens and 1 jack. Everything else is just bad for him. Call here, obviously. Flop absolute air. Just go ahead and check here. Hope it's a turn, not crap. I don't. To be honest, if anyone puts a bet, well, he's all in. If this guy puts a bet in, I obviously have to fold. Keep checking. And right now I have ace jack high, so hopefully that's good. Nope. 3, the full house will take it with, if you get it under 3, 8, 9, 6. I mean, just like whatever. He had, how many big points? So this is a really loose open with the dangler. Or 2 danglers actually, but. I have a double suited ace, so. Last time he checked folded, so I'm gonna go ahead and bet. Or check behind, he folded the turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and bet here. He does fold the turn again. Normally I would have just check folded there, but last time, like I said last time, he just check folded, or just folded the turn after I did that. So I flop flush draw against a guy who doesn't have that much behind. Just go ahead and get it in here. And by go ahead and get it in, I mean just like make a committing bet that if he check raises all in, then just the money goes in. Pick on my favorite nitty short stacker blind who just got done berating me. Find it strange that. Okay, so he check called with, and he bluffed. Yeah. So that guy bluffed a missed wrap, and that guy check called a set. I don't know, his play is fine. So I get 3-bet. With this particular hand, I can flop a really crappy straight. I can flop a set, so... Oh, I can also flop the nut flush draw, though. The ace kind of hurts my hand if he does have aces, though he 3-bets enough to where I can assume that he probably doesn't have aces all the time. Also, I'm slightly deep with this guy, so if I cooler him... I flop a set and the nut flush draw, which is pretty much the best possible scenario for my hand. Let's get 9s in here. He calls with ace queen, which is fine. I wouldn't call that hand to me either. For deuce, let's see, what hand's complete? Deuce 5 is really the only hand that completes here, it's just bet. If he gets it in, flop life, I have to call. But he doesn't, he folds. So if he gets it in there, I guess he can have... Nah, I think the other guy had aces, so... I don't know, if the money goes in there, I'm obviously not thrilled, but I can't fold a set and then nut flush draw. I have tons of equity even against a straight. The only hand that has me, like, crushed would be, like, 4s and a flush draw, and I think 4s would have check raised the flop. So, I think, yeah, I should be pretty happy getting it in there. It's been a long time since I played PLO, like I said, but at least, my actions are right, even though it takes me a few seconds to remember why they're correct. And I was lucky enough to win the flip here with this guy calling it off with ace queen suited. I don't fault his play at all, especially given that I'm probably one of the widest 5-betters at these stakes. Though I've tightened it up considerably, after I saw what people were calling me with. Like, people started calling it up, bet calling with like 6s, and I was like, okay, I need to tighten up a little bit. People are doing that. And I don't think they've adjusted yet, to be honest. I have really crappy 10s here. 10s are really crappy. Go ahead and 3-bet my favorite guy to 3-bet. And by my favorite guy to 3-bet, I mean the guy who just got done berating me. I have mediocre aces here, in that they're connected-ish, but they rarely connect to the nuts unless I flop exactly the nut flush draw. I flop top set here on this particular move, just go ahead and pot it. There's a lot of wraps that can call, like queen jack 10, pretty big hand too. 3, 4 deuce, pretty big hand too. And it hurts my hand actually that I have. This is interesting here. Can I find the fold? But I'm getting 2 to 1 here. This guy's really nitty, so I think I can find a fold here. And I'm completely wrong as usual. I didn't expect him to shove 8s. Had I known he was shoving 8s, I would have snap called. And it's pretty important to note that he'll jam 8s under the gun versus a button squeeze, which pretty bad play to be honest. On this board I flop I flop a gutter to the 9, but even if I hit my 9, like king jack also improves. My jack's likely never good. Let's just fold. Even before that guy raised, I probably would have just folded. It'd be great if this guy had queens and just jammed here. That would make me laugh really hard. He goes all in. Pretty happy about my situation right here. Pretty happy about it. So if this guy had aces, it's just sad face all over the place. And just check fold here. but this guy got it in with eights, which is good for me, obviously. Bet this flop, just try to fold out ace high. I get check raised, and there's no real reason to continue as I have king high. But yeah, my reasonings for betting this flop to get up to fold like sixes and ace high and better kings. All of that's really important. I flop top pair, reasonably good kicker. He min bets here. I can't fold to a min bet. I really can't. Keep picking on the guy who thinks I'm picking on him. I get snap called, and I can't fold to a min bet. And I get a chop somehow, which is cool. Just value bet here against like queens, jacks, and all that warble garble. Defend queen 9 suited to a cutoff opening, we did have jacks. Turn top pair on a board that straights everything. Just check fold here, even though it's super hard to connect with that board. Check raising doesn't make a whole lot of sense, to be honest. Go ahead and min bet trips and check the side here. I can only really check call here. Check raising will put me in a really bad spot if I get 3-bet. I didn't get fortunate enough to turn the nuts, so I will be leading this turn. The great thing about flopping the nuts on this with this particular hand is I block 2 kings, so it's that much harder for him to have the nuts. He snap calls, so I think he's got either like a set or some kind of draw. Let's go ahead and bet here. 10-8 does improve, or 10-8 was already there on the turn, actually, but... what to do here? Go ahead and bet here. This is a really interesting board for my hand. I'm not sure how thrilled I am about it. It really doesn't get more coordinated than 8-7-6, and to be honest, I should have led this flop if I wasn't playing like a retard. However, I was. On this turn, the 9 also gets there, but 9's sort of at the turn, so I'm going to... Oh no, this is like a value bet that's never going to get called, but I need to protect my hand. Go ahead and value bet top set here. I have top pair here with like nothing else going on. I turn 2 pair, but Jack 9 completes, and he goes and leads a turn. I get check raised here. I'm getting an okay price, however, this board is pretty meh. So, he hasn't actually shown any propensity to bluff, so I don't feel all that comfortable with calling there. Another short stacker who I despise. I say that term loosely. In short stacker I despise, because to be honest, I despise every short stacker. Fuck. So I limp Jack 3 because I suck at clicking, and I'm just gonna check here. I have a ton of clubs, which could be cool if I wanted to like rep flush. However, since it's not the king or the jack clubs, and I would have bet all flush draws on the flop, really can't represent much. And this guy punishes me because I play bad, and rightfully so. So a pretty decent hand here, in that my jack and my king are connected. Or my jack and my king have flush draws. This guy's been 3-betting me a lot, and I have a really good hand to defend here with, so I'm gonna call. And I flop a pair and a gutter. Go ahead and check here. Okay, so when he bets this flop, when he bets this flop, he's saying that he has ace king or two pair better. Most people wouldn't bet this flop with like. I'm just gonna fold here. It's just hard for him to be bluffing. Oh, and I'm a retard. I thought that board was double paired and not trips. So again, you too can exploit me and my retardation. Just, you know, put in a tiny bet when I think the board is... I flop trips here, which is really cool actually, because if he has a pair, no one believes that you ever flop trips. Interestingly enough, I also don't believe anyone when they flop trips. I turn the nuts, which is, to be honest, even cooler. And I'm gonna defend here with the suited ace. He goes ahead and bets. I don't know, I really want to make a play here, but I don't think it's the greatest spot to do so. I'm obviously gonna just jam here. Fold here. I mean, there's not too many kings that he can have that won't call. And it's super unlikely he double flooded me for two streets, especially here, so. And I guess he timed out. I turn a gutter with my nut flush draw on aces. That being said, I think this is a really easy check back, because I don't want to get check raised off my hand. And I really can't call a check raise if the money goes in, fortunately. I do turn the nuts because I run like Jesus. He bets half pot. How many hands does this guy have on me? Go ahead and put in a really small check raise here. And hopefully not time out with the nuts here. Normally I'd put in more thought into my bet sizing. However, stupid fucking beeps on this fucking site terrify the shit out of me. They terrify the shit out of me into thinking I'm gonna time out with my hand. And to be honest, the time bank feature on this site is none too reliable. So there's no chance that, like, I could have just shoved there, but, and to be honest, I probably should, but I really didn't have all that much time to think about it because of this, what can I say about this site? Unfortunately, being in America, you have very, very limited options. In that you have, like, this, lock and Bodog. And I have really good rate back on this site, and I really like the owner, so. Even though the software is shit, it's not his fault, so. Or go ahead and raise here, even though we're kind of deep and I'm out of position, and PLO, that sucks. Though his 3-bet percentage is a big fucking 0, which is really nice. On this board, I'm probably just gonna bet once and then just be done with the hand unless I miraculously turn the 9 of spades. I don't miraculously turn the 9 of spades. And while I do gain a gut shot, too many cards, or too many hands won't fold. Like Jack 10 won't fold this turn. That's a really loose open. The Jack X of Hearts is certainly not folding this turn. Like a wrap, I suppose. If like he flooded me one street with like Ace King Queen, he now has a wrap, so he's certainly not folding that. I would flop the nuts again because I run like Jesus. What's really cool is I'm kind of deep too, so go ahead and bet. Everyone folds, so. Just make a call here. I have like the best run, so go ahead and 3-bet. I say like the best. I would have much preferred if this ace was a king, to be honest. I've yet to 3-bet, so I don't know what people will put me on. I want to play pots with this guy. I flop gutter and a flush draw. That's the second nut, so I get insta-raised. What can I only assume is 5-5-6. I'm gonna PL one straight here. I get insta-raised by what I can only assume is 5-6, and I have lots of outs against 5-6, so just call button. I'm gonna check fold this turn though, as I don't improve whatsoever. Like if I had a 6, I could lose the shit out of him. If I had a diamond, that's cool. I river an ace, which is really interesting. I think I can value bet here because I think he would have bet an 8, and I don't think he'll check call. Like, so I'm gonna go ahead and value bet here. I'm value betting against like jacks, 10s, 9s, kings, things of that nature, and he flooded me with a gutter, an ace high on the turn, which I don't know. I don't like that flood at all. Probably gonna take the pot away from him on the river on any reasonable scare card, even if I was behind somehow, which I'm unlikely to be. I know his play is bad, and he should feel bad. Say hello to IRC. The typing you're gonna hear me do over the next like 10 seconds is IRC, so. And with that, this video is about 40 minutes, and these are a bitch and a bitch butt to render, so I'm gonna sit out and render this video and upload it, and hopefully it'll be up by this afternoon. And by, I guess it's already this afternoon. Hopefully it'll be up by like, I don't know, 5 o'clock. I might not put it up till later, because I really want to play all day. Headed off to Canada soon, so goodbye crappy software. Though, actually I might continue playing here, just because how awful people are. People are just like atrociously bad on this site. Like, even the regs. Like, I had someone describe it to me. It's like, it's all the regs who are too poor to move, or suck too badly to move, which is really nice, because I already moved, and I flopped. Blah. I mean, I already moved. I had to move back for health reasons, but the board 4 flushes the turn. I'm gonna block here because I don't want to check call a really big bet. And the board pairs the river, so go and bet a little bigger here. My reason for betting that small on the turn is I don't want to check call a really big bet, and if he's got a really strong spade, like the 4 of spades, he's liable to bet really big, and I don't want to face a really big bet with my set. I just want to set it up so I can cheaply get to the river. Is that it? The 4 of spades. Just, I don't, okay, just so, like I said, you too can beat these games if you have the slightest clue of what you're doing. Or you can just bum hunt me, because I play like a retard half the time. Not really much to say, other than, to all the people watching this, you too can rise through the stakes. You too can do it as long as you know, have some kind of control over your game and don't make retarded plays like I've seen repeatedly over and over and over again. And even if you do make retarded plays, you can just like bum hunt, which is something I don't recommend at all because you stagnate your growth. You stagnate your growth for like a slight improvement on your hourly. And to be honest, if you consider the big picture, you're stagnating your actual hourly because you're stagnating your growth as a player, you're stagnating how far you move up, and you're stagnating how quickly you'll move through stakes. Put a really thin bet out there. I'm only looking to. And I get check raised. Even though he's likely to just call with the set because the player behind, so it's super likely as a flush draw. I wouldn't put this guy to check raise. 7s and 5s here, so I'm just gonna fold. I'm either flipping with his range on the bad end of a flip, or I'm drawing deads. Nothing wrong with folding there. And this song sounds awful. And with that, I'm going to end this. Peace.